for you. I got a lot of complaints on my other video where I took apart the Gateway FX gaming laptop because it was a slideshow and wasn't full function video. One of the reasons I did that was because I don't have a working video camera. I only have these crappy digital cameras, so it's kind of really hard to do this. I got a makeshift video stand going here with a toaster and 2 sets of wooden blocks. So we got about half of the screws out right now. Don't forget this screw here. This one's important. It holds the keyboard in place. Without taking that one out, we're not going to be able to get the keyboard. Without getting it out the keyboard, we won't be able to take apart the rest of the laptop. So that's that one. And then another screw over here, which you can't see. There we go. And a screw here. A screw back here. And there's a screw hiding almost behind this leg. There's a screw here. And here. I don't know how many other users are having this problem, but this model came with 6 gigabytes of RAM. And it turns out that my operating system, it's Windows 7 64-bit. It recognizes that there are 6 gigabytes of RAM installed in the computer, but it can't use all 6 gigabytes. It can only use 4.8 gigabytes. And being a 64-bit OS, it should be able to use all 6 gigabytes. So I was looking into it a little bit online, and I found. Alright, as you may notice, I had to cut the video again. This time my memory card filled up. So while that one's offloading to another laptop, I'm using a smaller 1 gigabyte memory card. So that's going to probably result in me cutting the video again when that one fills up. Anyhow, let's continue undoing these screws. Like I was saying, the RAM issue of the OS not recognizing all 6 gigabytes was due to some people are pretty certain that Asus put a faulty chip on their motherboard or something or other, where they can put multiple memory slots in, like they have 3 memory slots here, but the memory controller can only recognize up to a certain amount. And it seems like for the first 2 memory slots it can recognize up to 4 gigabytes in each, and for the 3rd memory slot it can only recognize about a gigabyte. So it looks like for the 6 gigabyte versions of the laptop, the most you're going to get usable is 4.8 gigabytes, and for the 12 gigabyte versions of the laptop, the most you're going to get, it seems like it's going to be only 9 gigabytes, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 1 in the third. Even though you have a 4 gigabyte stick in the third, I think it's really stupid. And if anybody knows a way around this, please let me know. Anyhow, so we have all the screws removed here, and you'll find that there are 3 more screws, they're small, right here where the CD drive used to be. And once we get these 3 screws out, we're pretty much safe to turn over the laptop. And that'll be my phone. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, we got these final screws out, and we can flip over the laptop. Be sure to be ready to catch any screws that may not have already come out with your magnetic screwdriver. So, give it a little bit of a shake, get those screws out. Oh, look, quite a few did. So let's move these out of the way. Alright. Now we can open it up. Whoa. There we go. And now we got to remove the keyboard if we want to proceed any further. So this is what we do. This is where you're going to need your Phillips head screwdriver, or no, your flathead screwdriver one more time. I don't know, let's put the screen back all the way, try and get a little bit more light. Very hard to see, but on your laptop you'll see there are little plastic tabs right there, and going all the way down the back of the keyboard. If you push those in like so, your keyboard will lift up a little bit. So if you push in all of those plastic tabs, here's another one, all the way along the edge of the keyboard, it will eventually come out. I need 2 hands for this. I'm going to put the camera down. Yeah, you can still pretty much see. Alright, one more all the way down here. Alright. So now the keyboard's out, but it's being held in place by that ribbon cable. So all you do, slide the connector back on the ribbon cable. Like so. And you can pull it right out. So put your keyboard to the side. And look at that. It's a keyboardless laptop. Right. Next. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws that gotta come out. So many screws in laptops. I've never owned a desktop, I've only owned laptops. And for the most part, I think they're just as upgradable as desktops, although it's a crap load harder. But then again, you get the portability. I mean, you might say that a 15-pound laptop isn't very portable compared to a desktop, but hey, at least you got a battery. Even if it is only maybe 2 hours of battery life, at least you can still do something with it. Alright, so we got those screws out, and now it's probably a good time to remove all these data cables. There's one here, one here. These go to the mouse pad, I believe. And then there's one here for the buttons up here. There's one here for the top right speaker, one here for the other speaker. And there's another data cable here. It's for the bottom pair of speakers. I'm not entirely sure if it has to come out, but we might as well take it out anyway. So just slide these data cables out of their sockets. This one here, you can just, it's the kind where you have a little clasp that you slide back and then you can pull it out. And then the 2 speaker ones, these are the harder ones. Sometimes it's good to get a screwdriver in there and help you. There we go. And the last one right there. Try not to scratch your motherboard when doing that. Alright, next thing. And you guessed it, more screws. Yeah, I know it sucks. So close your laptop back up again. This time turn it around. And you will see that there is a screw here and a screw there. These are holding the screen mounts in place. So we can undo these screws. There's one. There's 2. Oh. A little bit more. These you got to take all the way out, or else you won't be able to get the screen out. Alright, next. You'll see these 2 little, well, there's one here and one on the other side, these little plastic covers. They're holding the data cables in place for the screen and the actual metal mounts for the screen itself onto the rest of the computer. They're just covers. You should be able to snap them off. They're a little bit hard, and I haven't really found a good way to get them off. It's always fiddling with them, a lot of fiddling with them.